seems to me that we are in the midst, in this country, of a cold civil war. Unlike anything we've experienced in the modern era. And if there is a single thing that all of us, business people, working people, journalists, ought to be able to commit ourselves to, it is to finding some common ground to work our way out of this cold civil war. And it's not just political, it's cultural. It's at all levels of our society. And it's going to require extraordinary work and setting aside of prejudices, of deeply held beliefs, and listening to other people. And 57 years after I went into journalism, it's clear to me that something's not working in America today, that our system is straining almost to the breaking point in our journalism, in our politics, and in our larger culture. That notion of the public good, particularly as the underpinning of our politics and our media, has been undermined and overwhelmed in my lifetime by self-interest and careerism, by partisan assertion, by ideological and cultural warfare at the expense of the national interest. So the best obtainable version of the truth has not been our priority enough. Not in journalism, not in public debate in the U.S. Congress, not as consumers and citizens who take up the news and information that we provide and increasingly look for information not in terms of the best obtainable version of the truth, but rather looking for information to reinforce what they already believe, to buttress the ideological, religious, political, and cultural values they already hold, instead of having an openness to different points of view. To have a fact-based debate in this culture today is becoming almost impossible. Now, belatedly, I believe in the Trump presidency, we have seen a renaissance of great reporting. Not fake news, but real news. About the best obtainable version of the truth, which I think is why Donald Trump is so angry at the media and calling us the enemy of the people. We have to find a consensus in this country about who we are as a people, what our problems are. We can have great debates, or we ought to be able to have great debates. We started as a country with one of the greatest debates in history, the Federalist debate. People every bit as angry at each other in some ways as we see today. And yet, in the Federalist debate, people were able to come together and recognize real existing conditions in the landscape and agree what that debate ought to be about. We cannot even agree what the debate ought to be about and the basic set of facts today. And the only way that we're going to do that is not to attack the media, but rather to help the media do its job better. And to recognize that certainly in the case of most of the traditional and great news institutions in this country, that we are committed to the best obtainable version of the truth. And we've done a hell of a job in these first months of the Trump administration.